Hiya! SupernovaBlade here with the 11th volume of Stories in History. With this volume, I'm going to be talking about the history of my YouTube channel and how it has gotten to the point where it is in its present day. And by present day, I mean as of when I'm recording these lines. And I've got to say, my journey throughout making this YouTube channel was quite a roller coaster, and it definitely made a lot of changes between now and when I originally made the channel. It's important for me to start at the roots and make my way to the present in an orderly fashion to make things easier for myself. I've already done stories and history videos about my username and my Minecraft skin and the history between those, so now it's time to focus on the channel itself. But first, it's time to explain some of the background drawings. Like the previous volume, one of the drawings is going to include my senior thesis photograph to drawn project I did this past March, as well as a drawing I made this past December of Hatsune Miku. And there might be some other drawings in the background that are playing, but nevertheless, that Hatsune Miku drawing and perhaps some of the other drawings will be down in the description for your viewing purposes. The former piece, since it's a university project, will not be in the description. But anyway, on to the YouTube channel history. Before I actually get to the main meat of the story, I will mention that I have actually been using YouTube long before I even made this channel. I don't remember when I started using it, but it was probably like 2008 or something. We didn't have YouTube Kids back then, so it was like the godforsaken Wild West, and I needed to make sure I didn't end up in the wrong place. Well, I tried, but some stuff looking back I really should have not been watching at that age, and I'm glad I don't have any trauma compared to what other people I talked to had to go through. I actually got some tame stuff that I wandered into, if I'm gonna be honest. However, from here on out, I'm going to be focusing on the content I made myself on my channel for the rest of the video. Also, one thing. I actually was having a bit of a YouTube identity crisis at the time, and for the sake of simplicity, I'm only going to be referring to my main channel, SupernovaBlade, and not some of the other old names that I thought of prior. What the heck, I'll mention them. I actually had a few other channels at the same time, or planned to have sometime, that each had their own focuses other than my main channel. There was Miserable Herobrine, where I made some short Minecraft funnies, some upload highlights of Mario Kart 8, and some TF2 videos here and there. There was Swordedge 54, where I made silly little live-action videos on my iPod Touch, where I reenacted intros from Mr. Beast's old worst intros videos and did a few other shenanigans. Those two channels were made, but have long since been deleted, so don't even bother looking for them, because they don't exist anymore. Finally, there was a channel I was going to make called Artifact Jeb, but I never made the channel before I scrapped the idea. On those channels, I would record some Minecraft content on an old hand-me-down laptop my grandmother had, and it was, well, pretty bad. I would also use that same laptop for some of the Swordedge 54 content. All these were somewhere between 2014 and 2017 before they were all deleted. And I decided to put my main focus on my main channel, which was known as Sharpwood 4448 at the time. Anyway, now with all that out of the way, let me actually talk about this channel, the main one. As I mentioned before, back in the history of my username video, the original name for my YouTube channel was Sharpwood4448, which was a username I originally had on thehub.com, and I would change it a few times during its lifespan. The profile picture used for it was the face of King Enderman, which my brother did for me, and that just stuck for several years. I did explain this in the history of my Minecraft skin video, so this isn't anything new. The first video I uploaded to the channel was just called Blurriness. It was a private video of me trying to record on the debut screen capture while trying to play Pokemon Emerald, and it came out pretty poorly. I also recorded the entire video while I was waiting for my mother to tell me that it was time to go to religion class. This was right around when I made this channel in January 2014, about a month after my brother made his channel. When the whole debut screen capture thing failed, I tried using QuickTime Player to record the files instead, and started my very first series on the channel, a playthrough of Pokemon Emerald. This playthrough would unfortunately never see the finish line as I cancelled it at some point. However, there was one major issue I had that could have been a huge cause as to why I potentially cancelled the series. And it was because I was often getting screwed over by the different keybinds on the Visual Boy Advance emulator I was using at the time, and how it conflicted with the QuickTime recording. Basically, some of the keys I needed to use to put the Visual Boy Advance into full screen and to end the QuickTime recording were the same, and when the Visual Boy Advance full screen happened, it would cancel the recording on me. So I would basically lose the entire recording with just those keybinds. I'm kinda ashamed to admit that one time when it happened, it caused me to break down crying in anger and frustration. But, of course, Pokemon Emerald was not the main focus I wanted to have on my YouTube channel. I, of course, would start to implement Minecraft content into the mix. Honestly, at the start of the channel's lifespan, I would just do whatever the hell came to my head, and that's how I would come up with such strange videos like Mario Flash Games, The World's Hardest Game, Me and the Key, Cat Mario, and some other things I can't remember off the top of my head. Believe it or not, I actually used to make 2 different Roblox series on the channel, but neither of them really lasted for that long. The first was a series I called Roblox Mindblocks Creeper Attack, which was an old Roblox minigame where you had to use some building materials to build yourself a tower during the daytime portion of a day-night cycle, and try to collaborate with the other players in order to survive. When the daylight cycle ended, one random player suddenly dies and respawns as a creeper, and they had the objective to blow up the rest of the players in a specific time frame. When you explode, you respawn. So the best thing to do would be try to explode some of the structures so that the other players would end up falling onto the ground, and then it'll be easier for you to blow them up. You have to do it by a specific time frame, because if you run out of time, the survivors win. Rinse and repeat. All the survivors die, the creepers win. Also, the entire time the night cycle plays, it's playing One-Winged Angel, because that was an important part of it. Once the round was over, the game just repeats itself back to the beginning, as I mentioned. The thing about that series was that I had a goal to make all of the episode titles all start with the same letters in order of what number it was. So that's how I came up with such episode titles as The Heaviest Robloxian Eats Eggs, and other things that were complete stretches. I would make quite a few of these when I had the time until suddenly the server went down for an extended period of time, leaving me unable to play it. When it did reopen, it was found that the person had completely deleted the entire world and made something completely different over it, and it was like Skyscraper Skydiving Simulator, something like that, and it was nothing like the game I made these videos on. So the series was forced to stop there. The other series I made was just called Roblox Rage. It actually started from a recording session of Roblox Mindblocks Creeper Attack, where I was the first one dead after making a really large structure, and I got really annoyed and just screamed, "Fah!" like the meme shown on the screen here. And that's the story of the first and only time I ever got banned on Roblox. There were 2 others, but I remember almost none of them, but I think one of them was on a Pokeblock server, where you just play as a Pokemon in Roblox. Anyway, moving on. Other than those, it was mostly just Minecraft content of whatever caliber. The first main ongoing series from my channel that I would make on a regular basis was the Mineplex videos, which include a plethora of Mineplex minigames such as One in the Quiver, Super Smash Mobs, Mixed Arcade, Dragons, Dragon Escape, etc. Around this time, I would also make some Minecraft hardcore series. I also had an old video where I was playing Herobrine's Return on the Hypixel server. You know, back when the Hypixel server had something called the Adventure Lobby. Anyone else remember the Hypixel Adventure Lobby? Anyway, the thing about a lot of these very old videos is that the first 2 to 3 weeks pumping out videos, I didn't have a single video with sound. This would change once I released my video if Minecraft had TV channels, which just had some Mario Kart credits music in the background that was available as audio via the YouTube video editor. Again, back when that was a thing. I guess I really am showing my age here. After that, I started having audio in my videos from there on out. Therein came my first main series with voice commentary, a Minecraft survival series, which differed from the Minecraft hardcore series as I would do. With my older series like the Minecraft hardcore series or the Mineplex videos, I would incorporate audio but not have any commentary. I only did this by just regularly recording the video and not peeping a single word. I also made a few videos on the Minecade minigame Super Craft Brothers, but I swear I remember so little about them except for the fact that I had one where I listened to some Animal Crossing music while playing the game. And other than that, there isn't really much to note. However, I did release a video around that time that I wished I didn't delete myself, of me recording the Super Craft Brothers lobby during April Fool's Day 2014 when every single person's skin was replaced with a villager and all you're hearing is Jan Lloyd's voice saying stone over and 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 over again. Now let me break down these series while I'm here. The Mineplex series was actually pretty self-explanatory. I would just spend a few minutes or so playing a specific minigame on Mineplex until I ended the recording. I don't remember why I deleted the whole series when I did, but after a bit of time I would lose interest in playing a lot of these games, and additionally after a lot of scandals and such between them and Hypixel, I seemed to side more with Hypixel. I actually did try to do something similar with Hypixel for a Vampire Z series, but it only lasted one episode before I decided to scrap it. The Minecraft Survival series was just a regular survival series just with commentary. The Hardcore series, on the other hand, did not have any audio and had a whole other gimmick where every part had some sort of effect, usually one from the old Minecraft feature of Super Secret Friday settings or whatever the hell it was called, or something else that made things different. In 2014, I made 4 of these. Minecraft Gigog Hardcore, which had no changes whatsoever. I just made some sounds with my mouth and then decided that's what I'm going to call it, and then I just called it that. Flat Neon, which was one of the Super Secret Friday settings that made all the world colors completely dark and sharpened, and also was on a super flat world instead of a default world. 3D Craft, where I used the 3D Vision Super Secret Friday setting, and Rave, which used the colorful vision image setting. As I was mostly just an 11-year-old throwing eggs at the wall, seeing what would even get the smallest bite of attention, I still had one video that got a smidge bit of footing. The one video was just called something like how to get 100,000 gems in Super Craft Brothers or something like that. The whole video is just 5 seconds of me zooming in and out of a picture of the troll face. Let's be honest here, do you really think you're gonna get 100,000 gems in Super Craft Brothers in the span of 5 seconds? I didn't think so. I was pumping out so many videos in 2014, but they weren't too great in quality. But I would ride that high going into 2015. In all honesty, most of what I did in 2014 mostly emptied into 2015 without too many changes. I ended up concluding hardcore series like Gigog and Rave, while also starting newer hardcore series like Cloudless and Flat and G Major, later renamed to Flat and Inverted. Cloudless is just a regular Minecraft world, but with the video setting of turning off clouds, which I think is an option to avoid heavy lag of the game or something like that. But apparently young me thought that was enough to make a new Minecraft hardcore series. Flat and Inverted was using the Negative Vision Super Secret Friday setting in a super flat world, similar to Flat and Neon. I continued the regular survival series, but for only 2 episodes since I didn't mention it at the end of the 6th episode, but I was basically about to cancel the series because at the end of that episode I got stuck in a pickle that I couldn't get myself out of. Long story short, I was doing something on an island, since by sheer unluckiness my Minecraft spawn just so happened to be on an island. Luckily, there was a mountain range nearby and I took to making a base there alongside the one I'd made on the island at one point. I think I got stuck in the water and got attacked by a skeleton or something, and it killed me. When I killed the skeleton, I went to retrieve my stuff, but unfortunately it all sank to the bottom of the ocean, and at one point I was able to get them back, but by the time I could make it back to the surface, I would die from drowning, and my stuff would sink back to the bottom. Rinse and repeat. It was a battle that I knew I would not win. I didn't want to have to deal with the nonsense anymore, so I silently just continued the series from there. I continued a few more of the Mineplex series as I had at the time as well, but it was pretty clear that I was not making as much as 2014. And plus, my mental state was crumbling at this point in my life. Eventually, I would end up completely shelving the Mineplex series entirely in the 4th quarter of the year. Now, 2015 was also a bit of a big deal for my channel in its young state, because by the time I reached my 2015 birthday, I had released my 100th video, and on top of that, it was also the year I got my own Minecraft account instead of sharing my brother's account, back when people weren't up in arms about account sharing. For context, all my videos prior to this 100th video, I would use my brother's account for the Minecraft videos, but starting with this video, I would have my own account, with my own username, and with my own Minecraft skin, which I already explained the histories of those in the first 2 Swords and History videos, and I also made reference to those at the beginning. It was just a video of me wandering around a world that I wanted to use as a minigame hub of games such as Spleef. If you know Minecraft minigames, this one should be self-explanatory to explain. A Minecraft game similar to Super Craft Brothers or Super Smash Mobs called PvP Brawlers, complete with a Z at the end to make it sound cooler. Zombie Bash, a zombie fighting minigame. Villager Defenders, a game similar to Muncade's Village Defense. Snow Brawl, a game where you fight rounds of blazes with snowballs as quickly as you can. And a game they called Item Toss, which is like a little golf game where you get an item and you have to slide it on ice until it falls in a 1 block deep hole. However, I never actually made a video itself showing off the entire map or the minigames. With the remaining Minecraft videos from 2015, it was mostly the same type of videos from 2014 as I mentioned before. It was also around 2015 that I decided to add another game to the content mix, Toontown Rewritten. The reason I didn't start making Toontown Rewritten videos until 2015 was because despite making my tune in 2014, I couldn't play until 2015 because our computer was too outdated. It wasn't until my dad was doing the taxes in 2015 and needed to upgrade the computer to a newer version that I was able to play Toontown Rewritten on that computer. The videos I usually made were just simple buildings, facilities, and bosses and so forth, usually with commentary. It really says a lot about how memorable they were, but the only 4 I remember ever existing were one where I encountered that moron who thought that every time a cog came out of the elevator, you were supposed to take your time to pick your gag, which is not an ideal thing to do in order to not lose too much laugh. The time I sold a 1-story cog building when I only had 34 laugh. One where I was participating in Operation Storm Cellbot, and the one where I was doing a Cellbot factory while controlling 2 tunes at the same time. Now, of course, I am leaving the biggest project I was working on for 2015 for last. After I had decided to delete the Vampire Z video, I decided I would handle the Hypixel videos a little bit differently. What I had in mind was to make a long video compiled of different clips of me playing all the different Hypixel minigames. In my clever, but also not very clever naming style, I called it Long Hypixel Videoathon. I recorded a bunch of these episodes with my brother, and looking back, I wished I didn't because it would have just made things easier just to do everything myself and not rope him into it when he likely wanted to do something else. But, what you gonna do? I can't change what I did 10 years ago. I do remember the order of the minigames, however. It went as followed. Blitz Survival Games, The Walls, Paintball, Quakecraft, Vampire Z, Mega Walls, Party Games, Bow Spleef, TNT Run, Arena Brawl, Cops and Crims, Warlords, Sky Wars, Build Battle, Turbo Kart Racers, Pixel Painters, and UHC Champions. After I compiled all the clips, which took about 4 months, there was a major problem. Well, actually, 2 major problems. First of all, the clips were too long for the YouTube video editor. Yes, I was making these in YouTube Video Editor. That's how you know this was from 2015. So as a result, I separated it out into 2 parts, with the cutout part of 1 and 2 being between Arena Brawl and Cops and Crims. The other major problem I was getting was the scheduling. I started getting the footage together all the way back in May, and I planned a specific release date for this in mind, September 7th. There was one slight hiccup coming in, and by slight I mean gigantic. I recorded a good chunk of these pieces of footage on September 6th and planned to do the last ones on September 7th. That was not what happened because I forgot it was Labor Day, and it was a common thing for my father to host Labor Day at my grandparents' house, and we didn't really have a choice to stay home. It was kind of mandatory. So what was I to do? Well, that's pretty simple. Move it to a different date. Simple as. So what I did instead was made an announcement video on my channel on September 7th before we left that I was moving the video to September 24th. I recorded the last few pieces of footage on September 20th and got them all uploaded on September 24th, and it was all out. Well, sort of. I say sort of because it took a little more time than I thought for the video to release properly, so technically part 2 actually released September 25th. Nevertheless, it was done. If you want to check out any of these videos, tough luck, because every single 2015 video I have made have all been deleted. Video files and all. So that's basically how my channel went in 2015. Off to 2016. 2016 was definitely a year where I let my ambitions kind of take a back seat. I made a few more Minecraft videos, such as finishing Oqualis and Finding Inverted, and even made a third Long Hypixel Videoathon video where I played more mini-games I missed in the 2015 version, such as Mega Sky Wars, Crazy Walls, TNT Wizards, TNT Tag, Speed UHC, Blocking Dead, Farm Hunt, Creeper Attack, and a few others. And unlike the 2015 version, this time I finalized the release date for September 7th and actually got it all done on time. Hooah! I also made a few other Toontown Rewritten videos that I legit forgot about other than the fact that they happened. There were 3 new series in 2016 I did try to get off the ground with varying degrees of success with them. The first of these was in the wake of the cancellation of the regular survival series, where I made another survival series, a Skyblock series. It went on for 1 episode before I called it quits. Skyblock series, looking back on me, are not really my cup of tea. I at least got to the mob grinder, but other than that I was just too bored. The second of these was a dumb series. Dumb as in, looking back on it now, it was dumb, but it was not dumb when I was actually making it. It was a series where I discussed small things and rant about, and I only made 1 of these. It was a dumbass rant about dabbing and how it was cringy AF, and then my middle school classmates found out about it, and that was a whole other can of worms I won't even get into. I only made one of these videos before I called it quits right then and there, since I only wanted to make that one video and then no more. The third was of a little mini game on a Minecraft server called Shopbo called MineZ. I was heavily inspired to play this game after watching the PUBG gameplay hardcores of them, so I decided to make a whole series out of it. I released the first 2 episodes in December of that year, and had a lot coming into 2017 for the series. And unlike the previous 2 series, this one is still going on to this day, or at least as of when I'm recording this. With 2017, I was trying to get some newer niches while also trying to use the year as a time to reinvent myself a little more. Also because this was during the time my focuses on Minecraft were starting to shift from silly little single-player worlds to being mostly more active in multiplayer servers, especially with the release of Hypixel Murder Mystery, which I played through all hell and back, with a lot of the older series finally reaching their conclusions. I decided to take a little more of a step back from making videos around the time. Another thing was that I also started to branch out to not just making regular videos, but rather live streaming on Beam, which would later be known as Mixer. RIP Mixer, I really do miss you. And I would upload some of these stream archives as unlisted videos, but unfortunately a lot of those have been deleted and thus are lost in time. I would stream games on Hypixel like Murder Mystery, Mini Balls, and Sky Wars, stuff like that. But as I mentioned, only a select few of these survive, and they were from a long time ago. However, of the videos that have survived, I started a new Minecraft hardcore series that maybe some people who have watched my channel before have heard of, called Minecraft Colorblind Hardcore. In this series, it's just like my other Minecraft hardcore worlds, only the colors are desaturated. So I guess calling it Minecraft Desaturated Hardcore would have been a better name. Whatever. I made a few of these episodes around the summer of that year, and then I stopped uploading it for over a year going into 2018, but I will get to that soon. After making a few of those videos, once I started high school, I took a bit of a hiatus from making public videos. Instead, when I uploaded, I would only make unlisted videos of running jokes on the Hypixel forums, since it was around 2017 when I was getting super active in it, so I had to keep a lot of the content on it just to fill in those spaces. A lot of the videos were silly stuff like Murder Mystery, but with J-pop in the background, Blood Survival Games, but with J-pop in the background, that kind of thing. There was one other video I remember making back in 2017 that has now been deleted. That was basically I go back to one of my old videos and cringe/talk about all the strange flaws and putting them into a commentary type of video. Particularly, I went back to 2015's Long Pixel Videothon. With 2018, there was a lot of similarity to 2017 in terms of inconsistency with upload times, but I can blame that on another major factor, which I'll explain later. Although the first video I technically uploaded to my channel in 2018 was an unlisted Murder Mystery Assassin stream, the first 4 public videos I would make in 2018 were all Shopbo videos. Surprisingly, only one was a MineZ video. The other 3 were of another Shopbo game mode called Shopbo Smash. This was in early January, and I just went on a full-on spree of making these videos in this series, since I had released not 1, not 2, but 3 episodes on just one day in January. Talking about trying to milk it for what it's worth. I'm totally not going to mention that later, am I? After that, I went on yet another hiatus from uploading. Although I can't confirm the 100% reason as to why, I think I have a good theory other than regular IRL stuff. Around this point in my life, I was starting to really get into the content of Black Plasma Gaming, joining in on their streams, some of their recordings and the like. I was mostly putting an emphasis on that type of content to join in on more than my own stuff, especially since I was at a roadblock on what the hell to do with my channel. I think the only video I made that I remember between January and August of 2018 was an unlisted version of my point of view on Community Games 40's Murder Mystery segment, but that was deleted at some point, so that's lost footage. On both ends, since the PUBG Community Games stream no longer exists because of the decisions regarding COPPA and a specific someone doing some scummy things. By the time July got around, I was finally starting to join the personal streams of the then main content creator of the channel, DrifterX, and starting by going into August of that year, I would upload some of what I found to be some of the funniest stream moments. See, this was before I learned that you could just make Twitch clips of them, but I guess those couldn't be longer than a minute, so I guess this was a good alternative. My favorite one that I made was of someone sending him a sketch with the words, "Ah, Stig-sama," and then he lost his shit upon seeing it. And even funnier than that, he actually commented on my video of it, and he gave it a like. The day after I made the last one, I continued some of my already running series on my channel, like another Minecraft Colorblind Hardcore episode. I then completely forgot about the point of the title and forgot to desaturate the footage, a mistake I would make with every episode until episode 17. I also uploaded my first anti-Nightcore to the channel, which was a Falling Sky by Red, which, looking back on it, I think I kind of overdid it. But it was my first time doing it, so I guess you live and you learn. I would upload another in October, where I was testing out some new editing techniques, like having an intro and background music, even if the background music was just Epic by the Fat Rat playing over and over. I would also make an audition video for an animated series that I think got cancelled, but I can't say that for certainty. It was made by a friend that has not talked about said project in a long time, and I'm not sure if the original announcement video even still exists on her current channel. Most of her videos she's made nowadays are mostly Genshin focused, so I'm doubting that it's still happening. My final 3 public videos of 2018 were comprised of another Mind Z video, another Minecraft Colorblind Hardcore episode, and a cover of Joy to the World. Now, here's some information about those 3 videos specifically. The Mind Z episode, which is episode 6, was actually recorded the same day as episode 5, which was the one I uploaded back in January, and I kid you not, I completely forgot about the recording for almost 11 months, until a random Monday night, I rediscovered it, and then I uploaded it. The Minecraft Colorblind Hardcore episode was originally going to be uploaded back in November, but I was struggling to have the storage space since the exporting kept canceling on me, and by the time I fixed the issues, it was December. With the Joy to the World cover, I just uploaded the video and then never touched it since. Some of the art is actually drawn by an old friend of mine, Squeenbean, and I will admit, part of me is thinking about unlisting that video potentially, but I'm not sure if I will or not. Depends on how I feel. Again, similar to 2017, I was putting a lot of focus on my Hypixel forum status more than the YouTube content, but things were starting to shift as 2019 was coming in. I started 2019 with another Mind Z video, which I was likely going to make before I realized that I had an unreleased episode at the time lying around, and I tried personally advertising it around in DMs with people, which looking back was a very stupid idea. Why the hell did I even do that? And I also got around to doing a little more collaboration with other YouTube friends for potential videos so that I didn't give the impression of being a lone wolf. And to burst the content creation bubble in any way that I could. I did it with a little creeper specifically, back when he made Minecraft content instead of Roblox content. Fun fact, we were originally going to make another one together, but we recorded the footage and then later scrapped it. I would also make another Minecraft Colorblind Hardcore episode, a Toon 10 rewritten Cellbot Factory solo, and another Drifter X stream highlight video, all for just the month of February. My only public March 2019 upload was of an April Fool's joke of something on the Hypixel forums, where I talked about how I really liked the original version of Murder Mystery Infection, with badly Google translated Lithuanian, and then it just ends with a matchup of Soulja Boy and you reposted in the wrong neighborhood. However, before then, I had a video of one of the Black Holes of Gaming recordings I was in, Murder Mystery Mayhem, but recorded from my perspective. Also, it's playing Caramel Dancing in the background, so make with that what you will. Now, I'm basically keeping that video just for the sake of archiving it, so that there is some resemblance of the existence of the recording other than what Drifter X has on his channel, and that video is less than 4 minutes. Now, moving into April, I released 2 videos in the same weekend. One is a gif of YouTuber Pixel Nitros doing the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man dance on loop while a Nightcore version of Courtesy Call by 1000 Foot Crush is playing in the background. The other was the 9th Minecraft Colorblind Hardcore episode, which was actually going to release in March, but I was struggling to find where my base was, and I was willing to use land cheats to find it, but ultimately gave up and decided, what the hell, this is my new base now, and went from there. I released the following episode a month later, since I really wanted to use a specific song and I was in the mood to make a new episode at the time. However, between the two, I actually made an unlisted video before, where I kid you not, I recorded an entire video of me reading that 1999 Toyota Corolla copy pasta meme, which now that I mention it, I'm tempted on making an updated read-through just for shits and giggles. But that's beside the point for now. In June, I finally remembered, I made these 3 Chapo Smash videos and I kept holding back when I was going to make more, so I should probably continue it, so I did. I also made a video of myself playing Mario's Game Gallery of all things. Also, the first of the series of unlisted videos I have on my channel is just me recording myself checking Discord while playing the anti-Nightcore of a song by Nightwish, which I now only keep for archive purposes. By July, I made 2 more videos, one of myself fighting the Cellbot VP in Toon 10 Rewritten, and the other was another Minecraft Colorblind Hardcore episode. In August, on the other hand, while my parents were on vacation, I took it upon myself to make a video of myself playing the Minecraft horror map, The Rift, inspired by seeing some friends playing the map, and decided to do it for myself. to interesting results, to say the least. Yeah, the audio is kind of weird because of having to record it without my headset. Because of it being heavily worn down, I added some voice effects to make it more eerie, so I guess it adds to the aesthetic. I also made another Minecraft Colorblind Hardcore episode that I later privated, but I might make it public again soon. I don't know when I'll do that, if I even go through with that idea. As for September, since the new school year was starting up and I wouldn't have as much time to make videos, I mostly just stuck to smaller and easier to make videos, like re-uploading my Falling Sky Anti-Nightcore and also making one of The Awakening by On The Lap with Joker from Persona 5 in the thumbnail. I also made another Mind Z video. In October, I kept things simple with a Nightcore set it up by 4th Point, and another Minecraft Colorblind Hardcore episode, which, like the last one, I later privated and re-uploaded. I also released a cover of the song Villain by Wildfire, and it was pretty bad. So bad that I deleted it months later, so don't even bother looking for it. I deleted it, and the files were deleted as well. For the remainder of 2019, the entire rest of my videos for the year were just a bunch of Shoppo Smash videos, since I had a lot of juice in me and kept pumping them out, getting from 4 episodes by June to 10 by the end of the year. And now, I have reached 2020, which nobody can deny was a complete shit show of a year. But there is one thing I can say for certainty about my channel. 2020 was honestly one of, if not the most successful year of growth for my YouTube channel, even if a lot of that success came from the most peculiar and strangest circumstances. The first video I uploaded in 2020 was, surprise, another Shoppo Smash video, which kinda acted like an add-on to 2019, which is a term I used to describe the first 2 months of 2020. For the rest of the month, I would make one more Minecraft Colorblind Hardcore episode, and I also had 2 unlisted videos I uploaded on that day, which were of Murder Mystery Assassins live streams and another Discord checking video. At this point, all the Black Closet Gaming stuff was in the past since it was shut down on New Year's due to Kappa, as I explained earlier. I had also released another Anti-Nightcore, and by the time February came along, I uploaded another Drifter X stream highlight that I had in my files since August of 2019, but didn't upload until February of 2020. Later on, I would look out to some silly little animations or memes that my friends would work on, and make my own versions of them, which is what led to the creations of my own versions of the I Will Marry You Vine. I don't remember if that was actually a Vine specifically. And also a Minimator dance template I found of a K-pop song. The latter one would later be my first video to reach over 1K views, and as of when I typed the script, has 49K views. It was also in February that I officially reached 50 subscribers, which isn't much, but I celebrated it with a Q&A. Fun fact actually, I was actually going to make another one of these Q&As back in 2022 when Team Atlantis, a group of content creators that my girlfriend helped put together, was starting to form. But unfortunately, it never came to be since after a few weeks, his account would get hacked, so therefore, it never happened. Oh well. It was around this time that something would happen around the world that would lead to a huge lockdown, and I was stuck in my house for an extended period of time. That springtime was a time, it sure was. During that time, I would make 2 more Shoppo Smash videos, another Minecraft Colorblind Hardcore video, another Minimator meme short, and I would take 2 of my previous hardcore series I'd made in 2014, 2015, and 2016, and re-upload them all as one video. Cloudless and 3D Craft were the first 2 I did it with. I also created a Nightcore of the Cinematic Future by Aviators, but I later deleted it when I learned that apparently the Aviators fandom is known for having a deep vitriolic hatred of Nightcores of Aviators songs, so that's also very much lost media. I would also make another series that was called Drifter X Twitch Clip Highlights, but only the clips that I made. I mean, I had all these clips lying around, and I might as well use them for something. As a matter of fact, it's actually stemmed off of an old New Year's Eve special video I was going to make in, I think, 2019, that showcased all my Drifter X clips I made in total, but then I accidentally deleted some of the files before it exported, causing the audio to be missing from most of the video, so the entire video was scrapped as a result of this. All of these videos were made during the early parts of lockdown when school was still going on, and I was stuck doing online school. I made a few other silly little meme videos around that time that were unlisted, but I don't feel like talking about those due to time. By the summer, I released only a few videos, which included 2 more Minecraft Colorblind Hardcore episodes, another Mind Z video, another Shoppo Smash video, 2 more full hardcore series re-uploads, which the second I would have to re-upload due to copyright concerns, a Songs of War meme video, and a redone Cellbot factory walkthrough. Once the fall started and the new school year had started, I had to step back a little bit and only release 1 video in September, a dumb misheard lyrics video based on Suko G's Numa Numa cover. I will just say this video is really dumb, but I'm honestly shocked what has happened with it, since I would have never guessed in a million years that this dumb misheard lyrics video I made completely out of boredom would unintentionally turn into me saving a song that could have easily been lost media. The view count doesn't lie. Every so often with that video, I get asked whatever happened to Tsukuji himself. But from what I hear, he went to working at some NFT company. When things didn't go completely off the ground, he seemingly disappeared from the public eye. But I could be wrong about that, so take what I say with a grain of salt. My next video was the Alan Walker Spectre dance template video. You know, the one that has 62k views and is my most popular video. That one. Thank you all for making that possible, by the way. I actually really appreciate it. I made a song cover of Insanity for Halloween that I haven't touched since I made it, and I wanted to make a caramel dancing meme in Minimator, but I never actually got a dance template, so I made a not too great recreation of it, set to the song I'm Fine by Third Prototype, which is honestly a guilty pleasure song of mine, I will admit. Afterwards, I re-uploaded the 12th and 13th Minecraft Carbon Hardcore episodes, and for the rest of the year, I would just make new episodes of already existing series for the rest of 2020. So one more Mine Z video, one more Shop Smash video, one more Minecraft Carbon Hardcore episode, also a cover to Joy to the World. With 2021, I was very much at the point where my uploads were becoming very sporadic, and I just uploaded whenever I had downtime, since senior year was lurking. By the time 2021 was starting, I started with 2 or more Toontown Rewritten boss battle videos for the first 2 months of the year, and by March I made one more Minecraft Carbon Hardcore episode, as well as a Minecraft video where I made the state gaming staff at the time dance that one song in Vietnamese, the one that's associated with 02 from Darling in the Franxx, which was kind of awkward looking back on it. I also made another Shoppo Smash video. And then I didn't upload any public videos until the week after my last week of classes, where I released my first Stories in History video and another Minecraft Carbon Hardcore episode. Throughout the summer, I was really in the mix of trying to prepare myself for college, since I knew I was not going to be able to make any videos while I was away at college. But there wasn't really much I pumped out. In June, I made 2 public videos and several silly private ones having to do with Jumpstart First Grade. One was a gameplay video and the other was a silly Minimator meme. For July, I made a second Drip Trash Twinkle Pods One of the Clips That I Made video, a Nightcore of Citizen Soldier song, another Mine Z video, and another Minimator meme video. After that, I had to start my semester, and since I was out of state from where my home was, I didn't have easy access to and from. As a result of this, the videos I would make would become a little more every so often, depending on when I would have my breaks. Since my fall break was rather short, I only released one video, and it was another Minecraft Carbon Hardcore episode at the start of October. If I was somewhere closer to home, I would have likely made that video around Labor Day or something. Now, since my first semester had remote finals due to that thing that was happening in the previous year, and we hadn't quite recovered from that thing that happened that caused things to be not normal, I didn't go back to campus between Thanksgiving and Christmas, so I had easier access making videos. During that time, between downtimes of my finals week, I managed to make one more Shoppo Smash video, and during finals week, I finished the 5th full Minecraft Hardcore re-upload, right after I finished my last exam. A few days later, I would make both a Minimator animation based on a Vine as kind of a vent video because I was having to go through a lot of college stress and also failing 2 driving tests in the same week. And the other video was an anti-Nightcore of another song I really liked. But this was around the time I was trying to be a little more careful with the songs I was making Nightcores and anti-Nightcores of due to copyright concerns. I made a how-to video for a Minecraft event a few days later, but I never made it public, and my last 2 videos I released in 2021 were both Christmas specials. The first ones were my Christmas specials were actually an existing series I was doing, just with Christmas themes. And I say that kind of loosely because only the Mine Z video I released was really Christmas themed. The Shoppo Smash video I released was just kind of a video with Christmas shoehorned in, and other than the background music, there was nothing about it that screamed Christmas. I think the other main reason I made that video so quickly was because I was disappointed by the results of the previous episode, and I wanted to make sure there was a new episode in the limelight. When 2022 started, right before I had to go back to college, I managed to sneak away 2 more videos to be made. One more Minecraft Carbon Hardcore episode, and screw it, I'm just gonna say CBH to make it easier from here for the rest of the video, and Toontown Rewritten video where I fight against the Lawbot CJ. When I came home from my spring break, I released another Minimator meme video from a Vine, as well as an anti-Nightcore of a new song that had released and I was going to use in a future video. It was also the first time I would use the scheduled upload feature for my videos, so that my next 2 videos would be scheduled for midnight EST on my birthday. Those 2 videos were my second Stories in History video and another CBH video. Their actual upload dates were a few days earlier, but were prepared for that moment. For Easter break, I was originally unsure if I was going to upload anything because when I came home to make some videos, there was a C19 outbreak that happened at my father's workplace, and he often used the room with the computer. What we did as an alternative was to separate the room with a curtain, and I just had to not go to his side of the room, and I instead had to come in through the back door and wear a mask while using the computer. During that period, I just made my last full Minecraft Hardcore re-upload, and both a Nightcore and an anti-Nightcore of another song. When the summer had officially started, I kept my summer video grind moving, even though the summer between my first 2 years was very heavy with family conflict and having tons of job stress. I still managed to pump out 13 public videos. I made one more Toontown Rewritten boss fight video, one more Minecraft CBH video, one more MineZ video, 3 new Shapo Smash videos, a Nightcore, 2 anti-Nightcores, a 1-hour Science Occasionally Broken by video, a new Minecraft Hardcore series that acted like the opposite of CBH that I called Minecraft Saturated Hardcore, which I made 2 episodes of over the summer break, and a channel trailer of what I offered on my channel, which looking back is very outdated and I really need to update that video. It was also one of those rare videos that actually had a thumbnail that was not made by me, but instead I made it by a friend. The same friend who was doing that Minecraft animation series thing that I mentioned earlier. Once I got to fall break the following year, I released another CBH episode, aka the one where I died, and then I went through all 5 stages of grief afterwards. That's only partially a joke, by the way. I also made another Minecraft Saturated Hardcore episode. And then I made another when I got home for Thanksgiving. So too did I make another Minomator meme video, and a Nightcore of an entire album in order to celebrate said album's 2nd birthday. And then I came home for winter break and made 2 more meme videos of the same album, which I meant to make over Thanksgiving break, but I didn't due to time constraints. I made a Christmas Stories and History video, and for New Year's I made another MineZ video. When 2023 came along, before I went back to university, I made another Minecraft Saturated Core episode for New Year's Day. And I'm also just going to call it Minecraft SH from here on out. And I also made another Shapo Smash video to celebrate 5 years since I had started the series. Before I came home for spring break, I didn't feel like I was completely ready to let go of CBH. But since I'd done the original series, I needed to start fresh, so I just made a 1.12 version as a birthday special, and I would make the videos a little longer and add more songs. Before that, I made another Minecraft SH video and a Nightcore and an anti-Nightcore of a song that I was going to use in that same CBH experiment. Easter break, I made another SH video and another MineZ video. Now, when I came home for the summer of 2023, I decided I really wanted to get back into the groove of making videos with a schedule instead of making them all willy-nilly in terms of timing. So I decided, inspired by some other people who I watched who were also adding schedules to their videos and were releasing 1 video a week, I decided Monday would be the day I would do this on. I would continue this from May 8th to September 18th. And during that span, I would release a Toontown Rewritten Salbot Field Offense video, a CBH 1.12 art, another Drifter X Twitch clip highlights but only the clips that I made video, a Nightcore, 5 anti-Nightcores, 2 Minecraft SH episodes, 2 MineZ episodes, 2 Stories and History videos, and 7 Shapo Smash videos. I was really trying to milk it for what it's worth. Mostly because I was planning to eventually end the series because of how repetitive the series was becoming, and also the fact that nobody was really playing the game anymore. So making these episodes were pretty difficult. However, the last 4 videos, the ones I made in September, I actually made those on my laptop since I found a way to make those on platforms that I had on the laptop instead of on the home computer. At this point, I would completely move all of the Nightcores and anti-Nightcores I would make from there on out to the laptop instead of waiting until I got home to make them. The summer of 2023 was also when I started experimenting a little more with YouTube Shorts, so I uploaded YouTube Shorts versions of some of my Minomator videos to help to see if they would get more views. It wasn't much, but it was honest work. When I came home for fall, I made 3 videos, all of an episodic series that I had running at the moment. 1 Shapo Smash video, 1 Minecraft SH, and 1 CBH 1.12. I would make other episodes of the 1st and 2nd of the series I just mentioned for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. I would also make an anti-Nightcore of a song for Day of the Dead because it wasn't ready in time for Halloween, as well as a Nightcore and anti-Nightcore of another song I discovered and liked. And I also made a silly stream edit for a streamer and content creator that I watched, some strange woman on the internet that I might have mentioned in a previous Stories and History video. The last few videos I made in 2023 were a re-upload of my 8th Shapo Smash video to remove the COPPA warning, since I was already setting my channel to being not for kids, and to add music in the background. Another Minecraft SH episode a day later, another MineZ video will be uploaded on Christmas, and my 32nd and final Shapo Smash video for New Year's, which was an event I also hosted with some friends. Once 2024 came around, I was really starting to realize something. My views were starting to diminish. I needed to make some changes in my video formats as time went on. To address this, I made an update video discussing future endeavors to potentially take on. I'm not sure if I actually went forward with all of them, and I might delete that video because I don't think I need the video anymore and I don't think it's aged very well. I re-uploaded my first DriftRx Twitch clip highlights only clips that I made video to remove a few clips that weren't mine and to adjust some audio issues. But that really didn't do anything, and the video ended up actually performing worse than the original. I released my last CBH 1.12 video and 2 more stories in history videos, which I started editing background art as the backdrop and editing them on my laptop, and again, almost nothing in terms of views. I made another Nightcore and Anti-Nightcore since those seem to do better than the other videos view-wise, but that really isn't saying much. It's like a game of chance, all things considered. It was then I realized something. I've hardly used too much of the drawings that I've been making since 2019 in my videos, except for those song covers and a few other things. I should really focus on that, like releasing time-lapses of my work. We'll see if that'll do anything. You don't know until you experiment. That's always been my motto for how I make my content. I started with 3 time-lapses of drawings I made based on some sketches I made while I was at a conference in Chicago, Illinois. Those released in February and March. I also released another MineZ video and another Minecraft SH video, the latter of which was a birthday special alongside the third of these art time-lapse videos. I will later make another time-lapse video for Easter, as well as 2 more 1 Hour Sounds Occasionally Broken by videos. I also made a reverse version of Captain Sparkles' Revenge 2, and also 2 more time-lapse shorts, and a Nightcore and Anti-Nightcore of an LSD song, all that before the school year was over. When I got back home for the summer, I made another MineZ video, another time-lapse short, a Metabang Paint speed draw video, and a Stories in History video in May. 2 MineZ videos, a shitpost short from the same streamer as the December 2023 video, another Minecraft SH episode, another Stories in History video, another Metabang Paint time-lapse short, and both a Nightcore and an Anti-Nightcore of another song, all in June. Then I just kind of took July off the content to focus on other things, and by other things I mean trying to edit a bunch of clips to become a clip editor for that content creator, but that ended up not actually happening. But despite all that, these uploads would still almost get no views, so I knew that wasn't going to end up solving the problem. I released another Minecraft SH video for August after I finished setting up my Patreon. The link is down in the description, by the way, which is where I released the video early, so there was no luck. Change needed to happen. The old formula just wasn't working anymore, and I'm the type of person who needs to have quick changes occur and can't stick to the same things that aren't working for an extended period of time. I was really flatlining in terms of content. I thought I couldn't get myself out of this. So later on in the year, I made some Lethal Company Twitch highlights shorts, another Metabang Paint time-lapse short, 2 more Anti-Nightcores, 2 more Minecraft SH episodes, and another silly little shitpost video. It was also around this point that Minecraft SH would have to be cancelled. I explained this more in the cancellation announcement video I released in December, but basically, my home computer I had been making all these videos on had officially decided that it was no more, and an update was installed that rendered it unusable. After that happened, I needed to migrate a lot of the content styles to the laptop, and I spent the rest of that day archiving as many of the files as I could. And of course, since Minecraft worlds are not cloud saved, the whole world, as well as hundreds of others, were all completely gone. 12 years of Minecraft worlds. Poof. However, since my laptop was still working completely fine, I was still able to make a few more videos, like 2 more Metabang Paint time lapses, and another Stories in History video, and another speed draw, and other silly out-of-context videos, and that strange woman on the internet that I talked about in the MomoCon video. And also, a new series called Storytime Shorts, which I make a new part of every Monday. As 2025 has started, I'm still experimenting, focusing more on shorts than actual full-length videos, making the latter a little less frequently. But from what I've been able to see so far, I've made a MineZ video, which I actually partially edited on this new laptop, after also making it on a new home computer that was bought. a speed draw, as well as a Nightcore and anti-Nightcore, and they're all getting more views than the videos I made in 2024, so I think that's a step in the right direction. Plus, a lot of my storytime shorts have been performing rather well too. Plus, ever since I got back into making Men by Paying time-lapse shorts, that has really been helping me. So, here's to a new chapter to the SupernovaBlade YouTube channel. I hope y'all will stick around as I around and find out. So that's basically the story of my YouTube channel over the span of the past 11.5 years. There's been a lot of changes that have came along the way, but I can definitely say for certainty that although I only have 800 subscribers as of when I'm making this, I am still enjoying what I'm making, and I hope I can grow even stronger as the future goes on. As I always say, the future tells my tale, and I hope y'all will stick around for the ride. So, I thank you for those who were around for that. In some ways, I couldn't have done it without you. So with that out of the way, this is where I'm going to conclude this video. If you enjoy this type of content and want to see more of it, you can give this video a like, or a comment, or subscribe to my channel. As I say, the whole shebang. Anyway, this has been SupernovaBlade, and goodbye.